several years ago, really very many years ago, as my son says, during dinosaur era, I had my first experience with my job interview. And at that time, it wasn't called even an interview. There were no announcements, nothing like that. It was more of a word of the mouth that you heard there is some opening. So here I am, hearing that there is a job opening in one of the US-based organizations in Gyumri, and I'm getting completely ready for the conversation. And while I'm going there, a 18-year-old girl with absolutely no work experience, but with huge desire to work because I needed to support my education and my family, there were a couple of sentences ticking in my mind. First of all, everything will be okay. Secondly, if I do good on the interview, the job is mine. Third, if I don't get the job, it means somebody else was much better than myself. With these very affirmative and very smart sentences in my head, I entered the room. And the guy started to ask questions. The more I was answering the questions, the more confident I would become. I was completely sure the job is mine. I mean, like in the movies, you see like the confidence is ticking up, and I'm completely sure the job is mine. But interesting thing happened. The more I was answering the questions, the more angry, irritated, nervous the guy would become. And frankly, I don't know what's going on, but with the last answer to his last question, in a very loud voice, all of a sudden, the guy asks me, "Why you didn't come 10 minutes earlier?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I came only now." I mumbled something, "I don't know, what's wrong, what's going on?" Completely ignoring my mumbling, he again asked the same question, even in a higher voice. "No, why you didn't come 10 minutes earlier?" I already shocked, but demanded an answer. "Okay, what's wrong?" And then he tells me something which completely crushes me down. He told me, 10 minutes before you came, I received a call from my friend who asked me to hire a daughter of his friend, some city official, and I promised to hire her. So Mariana, you did good. Thank you, bye-bye, I cannot hire you. I left the room completely devastated. I was crying the whole way, angry at the whole world, at that guy who at least could have the courtesy not tell me the truth, at that girl who were good enough to have some father who would call. But most important, I was angry at my parents. I came home, I called them losers. I said, "You're losers, you don't know anybody in this town that at least somebody would call for me." Just 2 months after that, my university teacher recommended me to work in Peace Corps. And the experience to working with Peace Corps volunteers gave me important life skills that I would never ever learn anywhere else. And this is, don't be afraid of anything. Please speak up. It is okay to make mistakes. It is okay to have your opinion. And it is okay for multitasking. We were doing tons of things. But most important, what I'm grateful to my Peace Corps volunteer, he once called me in and shows me something really big. He says, "What is this, do you know?" I said, "No." He says, "This is PC." I'm like, "Okay, what is PC?" He says, "This is personal computer." "Okay, what the hell is this?" He says, "Well, this is something that will make the life of the people easier in the future. And this huge thing is switched on by one button." Okay, you need to remember, I did not understand anything, but I kept in my mind, okay, there is a button that switches this thing on. And in just a couple of months after that, the whole Gyumri was shocked by the information that there is an opening in another US-based organization, a salary of $170 in 1995. Most of you are not even born that time. So you need to realize it's a huge amount of money. And I'm there. I already calmed myself, but I still was negative. I scolded to my parents. I said, "Well, I know I will not pass, so I'm going there." The interview is there, and all of a sudden they ask me, "Do you know what PC is? Can you imagine my happiness at that moment? I think I was shining all over. Yay, I know what this is. He said, okay, can you do something? I said, I can switch it on. And that was very important. So I switched it on. I typed my name for 20 minutes, I think, and then answered other questions and left home. And all of a sudden, I'm receiving a call that I am the one hired. They called me to the office. You can imagine, I did not go there. I ran there. I flew there. I'm reaching the office, and the guys are asking me, Mariana, do you want to know why are you hired? I'm like, doesn't matter, but yes, please tell me. And they tell me, well, mainly 3 reasons. Okay, your English was good. You were the only one who at least saw computer in her life. But most important, out of so many participants, you were the only one who nobody called and asked to hire her. I remember that moment of my life so vividly, because at that moment I realized one thing. I failed the exam of life. All this time, the life was teaching me that it is okay if something bad happens. It is okay if something unjust happens. It is okay, because if I got that job, I would miss this one, who was much more paid. I would not work in Peace Corps and learn so many skills that helped me even up to now. And I failed. And the lesson learned, you can call it an importance to be positive. You can call it necessity to be proactive. I call it a power of a click. What is the moment you click and stop? And you need to realize this click in yourself, this stop in yourself, is owned and controlled only by you. And there are 4 main things. Of course, you can Google about that, and there are tons of research. But the first one is, you need to realize you are being negative. You need to be honest with yourself at this very moment. Secondly, please make the inventory of your thoughts and of your words. And please keep in mind, I'm not telling you what to think or what to speak. You are all grown up. I'm urging you to make the inventory of the words and thoughts you are using all the time. These are the ones who control you. And when you make the list, then you will be able to understand which parts you actually need in your life. The third one is, please stop playing the victim role. It has never, ever helped anybody to get anywhere. See, the moment you play victim, you start pitying yourself. Your body is in the standby position. Your mind is not moving. You know why? Because he doesn't have to. He knows, well, I'm pity myself. Wow, I'm a bad girl. They treated me badly. Okay, live with that. Go. Only then you can move forward. And the fourth one, please take the responsibility. Please feel your part in the whole story. They say reactive people are the ones who are like actors, who play the lines written for them by another people. So are you the one playing somebody else's lines, or you are the one playing your own story, which you have written yourself? See, the important point is we all turn into positive mode. Human nature is that you don't stuck in the negativity all the time. We all move. The nuance is how quickly you switch your button, how quickly you pull the gears, and how quickly you push on the brakes, how quickly you click, and how long does it take you to rebuild yourself? Is it a day, a month, a year, a whole lifetime? And we need this click for us to go forward. We had a very tragedious year 2020, filled with tensions and all the bad stuff possible. And we are having a very uncertain 2021. And I think we as country and nation also need this click to be able to head to the safe future. We also need this click to be able to move forward and to rebuild ourselves. And as today is March 8th, And due to Clara Zetkin and other amazing women, we have the power to celebrate this day. And we have official reason to request presence and attention. I would like to finish up with a story that happened back in 2000 when I was attending Women Empowerment Conference. And I think if my husband ever knew how many women empowerment conferences I have ever attended, he would never have married me. But now the moment is gone. He cannot throw away 15 years of marriage, so he's stuck with me. But the thing is, when I was attending one of the conferences, you need to keep in mind 300 people all talking about women empowerment, that a woman should work, that a woman should be in the leadership position, she should make the decisions, and blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden, one woman stands up, Irish woman, and tells literally the following. Who said a woman should walk? Maybe a woman doesn't want to walk. Maybe she wants to sit at home and take care of her children, or lay on the beach with ridiculously expensive cocktail. Please stop it. A woman should do whatever she wants to do. The end. And with this in mind, my dears, I want to really wish you, may you always have the heart, and may you always have the brains to do whatever you want to do. And this, whatever you want to do, will make you truly and unconditionally happy. Thank you.